200 miles per hour. 300 sensors. 1.1 million data points a second. Sent instantly to the AWS cloud. So AI can generate insights for F1 in real time. To keep millions of fans on the edge of their seats. Generative AI on AWS. A new era of racing. A new era of business.
Let's talk electric.
Okay. Show me what you've got.
Smooth aerodynamics let you
glide through the streets like a ball through the air.
To how many charging stations?
Over 1 million.
Worldwide and growing. No matter what you need, your Mercedes-Benz is there to help. And you can drive from London to Paris on a single charge.
Voila.
The all-electric range with 0% APR representative and savings from £4,250.
Fight Night on DAZN, brought to you by William Hill.
The following programme is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
This is the moment the world has been waiting for. The judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the boxing world is ready. The fight starts now! Let's go. How do you like it? So aggressive, so focused. It all comes down to this. With a corner knockdown.
Fight Night, only on DAZN.
Well, a very good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Fight Week in Birmingham. It's Friday, you know what that means. It's weigh-in day, one sleep to go. And we know tomorrow night at the BP Pulse Live in Birmingham, this is all about the main event. Sonny Edwards versus Galal Yafai, the former world champion against the Olympic champion in a terrific main event atop a stacked card. But let's not forget, this is also bloodline. This is a family feud. Here's a reminder of the story.
What's it like growing up in a fighting family?
I don't know, man, but it's all I knew.
You learn the hard way, I suppose. It's fight or flight.
So I chose to stand and fight. Simple. Yeah, man, taking a few beatings, shed a few tears, bled a little.
I got faster, I got slicker.
Soon, couldn't be touched. And that's when this got fun.
I watched my brother become world champion.
I watched my brother become world champion.
And I thought,
I want a bit of that. And I did, and I'll do it again.
And when I do, I'll do it for a name.
My name.
It's more than pride, it's blood.
It's family.
And that means everything.
Maybe you're listening to this and my words don't resonate, but that's okay, because they will. When I walk to that ring on November the 30th,
take a moment and read the name on my shorts.
Look at the figure beside me.
This isn't just about me.
It's about me, it's about him, it's about us.
And all the lessons they taught me.
Edwards.
Yafai.
This is our story. This is our heritage. This is our bloodline.
Well, Jamie Ward here to bring you all the action from today's weigh-in. Alongside me, former IBF World Middleweight Champion, Mr. Darren Barker. And as I mentioned, this is also about the brothers involved on either side of this main event. It is a family feud, and delighted to be joined by a couple of them now in Galal Yafai and Cal Yafai. Gamal, let me bring you in first. When this fight was made, it was only talked about it being a terrific fight. We know there's history between Cal and Charlie Edwards. That was a fight that never quite materialised, but things seem to have turned a little corner in the build-up. What's been your factor of enjoyment in the build-up to this fight for your younger brother?
Just for him to get the business done. That's the main thing for us. Not all the you know, going back and forward with Charlie and Sonny, but it's all good. Charlie talks too much, but when he's in front of me, he goes a bit quiet. So he knows I know what happened at breakfast early this morning. You know, he didn't want to talk too much then, but on the cameras he's waffling on. But yeah, we'll see Saturday night.
Yeah, Jamie said, Cal, there's been some back and forths. Is there any bad blood between the Yafais and the Edwards?
With me, with everything, it's always business only. So for Galal, it's just about doing the business, doing the job on Sunday, and that's it. For me personally, I'm a businessman, that's it. If it doesn't make sense, it don't happen. That's why we didn't fight. But the main thing is, I just think Galal's got to shine Saturday night, and I promise you he will.
How's he been feeling this week, and particularly heading into this fight on Saturday night, Gamal? From what you've seen, have you noticed a difference in him compared to the previous 8?
No, I haven't. You know what he's like, Jay Galal. He's laid back.
Chilled man.
Chilled man. He's calm, and it'd be the same Saturday. To be fair, he's the same every camp, and he ain't changed this one. He just wants an extra 2 coffees, that's it.
Cal, there's been lots talking about the game plan here, it being high-level chess. How does Galal approach this fight, in your opinion, to be victorious Saturday night?
Well, there's plenty of ways he could approach it, because people think he's just going to steamroll into Sonny, which he can, because that's what he does. But then also, he's won Olympic gold, he's boxed the best technicians in the world, the French, the Kazakhs, the Cubans, fighters that are 5'9", 5'10", unbelievable technicians. I don't think Sonny's as good as them technically. So he's dealt with them, so there's no reason why he can't deal with Sonny.
All right, Cal, your final prediction.
Galal Yafai win, 100%, and there's no doubt about it. And don't be surprised if he stops him at any point in the fight. His feet are too fast. His feet aren't slow like every opponent Sonny's beat. He's faster. Sonny's lost plenty of rounds against average fighters. You'll see tomorrow night, watch.
Really quick prediction, Gamal?
I'm saying Galal stoppage from 8 to 12.
Well, there you go. Speaking of predictions, you know when you've got a terrific fight, when everyone you speak to meets you with a face like that, when you ask them who you think's going to win the main event, take a look at this.
Obviously, from top to bottom, the whole card's stacked. Bro, if you know me and you know them, if Galal Yafai was fighting anybody else in the world, I would want Galal Yafai to win.
Hard one. I think it'll be a fight of 2 halves.
When it first got announced, I think it might be a bit of a fight too soon for Yafai. I know he's done the Olympics, but it's a different game in the pros.
50-50. I'm going to be on the fence.
I honestly don't know. I'm on the fence.
I could see Galal stopping Sonny, but I could also see Sonny dancing around, schooling Galal for 12 rounds. So
I think one will take the lead early, and then one will set about him. And I'm leaning towards a Sonny win.
He's a back foot fighter, he's got agility, but also Galal Yafai, he's very disciplined.
I'll go with Galal.
I'm not going to pick a winner, let the best man win.
Sonny Edwards is my friend, you know what I'm saying? And not just like, see him and shake his hand at a boxing event, friend. No, he comes to my daughter's birthday parties with his kids, like, so yeah, I'm team Sonny. Yeah, stick that on there. Yeah.
Well, here we go. The talking very nearly over. Let's get today's weigh-in underway with our very own Master of Ceremony, Mr. David Diamante.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the Canopy here in Birmingham, England for the official weigh-in of our big night of World Championship Professional Boxing. It's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. We're sponsored by Betfred, Stagefront, Everlast, Forged Irish Stout, Apu.com, Riyadh Season, and Drip. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an excellent fight card, 10 fights on the card. We have 3 title fights, and of course, at the top of the bill, Showtime's Sonny Edwards and Galal Yafai. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start the weigh-in. We'll bring the fighters up to the stage so they can face the scale and face each other. Our first contest, 8 rounds in the light heavyweight division. Now making his way to the stage, he fights out of Medellin, Colombia. His professional record, 20 wins, 14 defeats, 2 draws, with 19 of his 20 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome El Guerrero, Carlos Galvan. Galvan. And his opponent now making his way to the stage, his professional record, 29 victories against 2 defeats. He has 21 big wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Liverpool, please welcome the former super middleweight champion of the world, Callum Mundo Smith. Now to the scale, El Guerrero, Carlos Galvan. .6, 175 and 6 ounces. And now to the scale, Callum Mundo Smith. .179 and 8 ounces for Callum Mundo Smith.
Well, Darren, I know you're incredibly excited to be commentating on this man, Callum Smith, former world champion, of course, at 168 pounds, of course, in January up at 175, challenged Artur Beterbiev for all the marbles, but on the cusp of some big fights, it seems now, next year. And he said yesterday he's still got that hunger to be the best, and ultimately that's what's most important.
Yeah, and I'm glad to hear that as well. The motivation, the ambition's still there. He wants to be a two-weight world champion, and with the skill set that he's got, the desire and the punching power, the future is still very bright for Callum Smith.
Callum Smith, Carlos Galvan, 8 rounds light heavyweights, matchroom boxing, live on DAZN from Birmingham, England.
Yep, 4:15 p.m. Matchroom and DAZN YouTube channels. Callum Smith returns to action against Carlos Galvan of Colombia. I believe the next fighters are ready as well. So here is David Diamante back on the stage.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our next contest, 6 rounds in the super middleweight division. Now making his way to the stage, his professional record, 7 victories, 8 defeats, 1 draw, with 1 win coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Horden. Please welcome Greg O'Neill. And his opponent now making his way to the stage for the very first time as a professional, as he's turning over on Saturday night. Here is the former Team G amateur standout, the Commonwealth Games silver medalist, fighting out of Cardiff, Wales, Taylor Bevan. Now to the scale, Greg O'Neill. .167.9 for Greg O'Neill. Now to the scale, Taylor Bevan. .168 and 9 ounces for Taylor Bevan.
Well, here we go then, the professional debut of 23-year-old Taylor Bevan, Commonwealth Games silver medalist. Campaigning at least at the start of the journey, Darren, at 168 pounds. Greg O'Neill, the opponent, a fighter that Ben Whittaker faced on his professional debut. You only get one debut, Darren. What will be the objective for Taylor Bevan?
Enjoy it, but most importantly, win it. But this man can fight, I'm telling you. Still only 23.
Greg O'Neill, 6 rounds, super middleweights, matchroom boxing, live on DAZN from Birmingham, England. And ladies and gentlemen, if we could get a nice round of applause out here, please, for the punch, Colin Jones, Welsh boxing legend, 3-time world title challenger, Olympian, British, Commonwealth, European champion, Welsh boxing legend, ladies and gentlemen, Colin Jones.
Yeah, Colin Jones, a big part of the Taylor Bevan team. Just pick that up, Darren. You're saying that the objective will be to look good and enjoy it.
Yeah, like I said, still only 23. Lots of filling out to do. What a future he's got in front of him.
Well, from one exciting young fighter to another, back to David.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weigh-in continues with the 6-round super featherweight contest. Now making his way to the stage, his professional record, 24 victories, 20 defeats with 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Peleando desde Managua, Nicaragua, Marvin Solano. And his opponent now making his way to the stage, his professional record perfect. 5 fights, 5 victories, with 3 of them coming by way of knockout. Here is the 4-time national champion, fighting out of Birmingham, Ibrahim Spider Suleiman. Now to the scale, Marvin Solano. 133 and 8 ounces for Marvin Solano. And now to the scale, the undefeated Ibrahim Spider Suleiman. $131.8 for Ibrahim Spider Suleiman.
Fourth fight this year for the hugely exciting Ibrahim Suleiman, 5-0 now with 3 knockouts. Was cut badly, Darren, in that fight up in Sheffield in September. We weren't sure, as I was saying yesterday, whether he would be fit in time. The cut would have healed to have made this date in his hometown, but good for him that he's here. And he's up for it by the looks of things, as always.
Absolutely. Always buzzing when I see him on the card. Very talented, he's spiteful when he's got his man
Suleiman versus Solano, 6-round super featherweights, matchroom boxing, live on DAZN from Birmingham, England.
Yeah, when he's got his man hurt, he goes for the finish, very spiteful.
Yep, Spider, one of 12 siblings, 10 boys, aged between 11 and 33. Went up to see him in the gym recently, and 6 of his brothers were training alongside him. Darren, that's proper bloodline, that, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
A serious fighting family.
Yeah, really, really is. What a card it is. It's a brilliant card, it really is. When you look at this top to bottom, there's so much to look forward to.
Aaron Bowen, also about to hit the scales, and it's a nice story, and it's quite fitting, of course, that him and Taylor Bevan, who's making his professional debut, should both be returning to the ring on the same card. Obviously, they had that terrific fight, didn't they, at the Commonwealth Games in 2022, a fight which resulted, of course, in Taylor Bevan going on to capture silver and Aaron Bowen capturing bronze. Potentially a fight down the line as pros.
100%.
Aaron Bowen's ready. Here's David.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weigh-in continues. Our next contest, 6 rounds in the middleweight division. Now making his way to the stage, his professional record, 4 victories, 3 defeats with 2 draws. He fights out of Swansea, Wales. Please welcome James Todd. And his opponent now making his way to the stage, undefeated as a professional, 3-0, 2 knockouts, fighting out of Coventry, Aaron Bowen. Now to the scale, James Todd. 163, bang on for James Todd. Now to the scale, Aaron Bowen. 162.2 for Aaron Bowen, 162.2.
Yep, good to see Aaron Bowen back after 15 months out the ring, not featured since August of last year. Professional fight number 4 for him, of course. And as we spoke about yesterday, that's been the talk of this week, that him and Taylor Bevan are sharing a card, but he doesn't want to go to points. Wants to return with an emphatic stoppage win to get everyone talking about Aaron Bowen once again.
Aaron Bowen, James Todd, 6 rounds, middleweights, matchroom boxing, live on DAZN from Birmingham, England.
What do you like about that attitude, Darren, of Aaron Bowen? He said, I can't go to points. That was his. I asked him for a prediction, that's what he said.
Every time he fights, he wants to get the job done inside, and we love that as fans.
Well, a title fight concludes before the bell tomorrow night. Back to David Diamante to bring the fighters to the stage.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to weigh in the first of our 3 title fights as we go 10 rounds for the English Light Heavyweight Championship. Now making his way to the stage, please welcome the challenger. Professional record, 9 victories against 2 defeats. He fights out of Northampton. He's the former Midlands Area Light Heavyweight Champion, Michael Mini Mike Stevenson. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. He is the defending champion, undefeated, 11-0, 6 knockouts. Here is the reigning, defending, undefeated English light heavyweight champion, fighting out of Birmingham, Troy Jones. Now to the scale, Michael Stevenson. 173.4 from Mini Mike, 173.4. Now to the scale, the defending champion, Troy Jones. $173.6. $173.6 for Troy Jones.
Yep, concluding before the bell is this one. Fair bit of back and forth between these two so far. Troy Jones, English light heavyweight title. This the first defence. Michael Stevenson desperate to land big on the big stage and take the belt home to Northampton and set up a big year for him in 2025. Expecting fireworks, Darren, in this one?
Yeah, I am, because not only is this a big opportunity, the opportunity for the winner here is to get another shot on a show like this. So I expect both men to leave it all in the ring, give absolutely everything.
The face-offs have been fiery. Let's listen in.
You'll see tomorrow, so we'll see. Tomorrow, trust me.
Troy Jones, Michael Stevenson, 10 rounds for the English light heavyweight championship.
Both sold a huge amount of tickets. Don't mind that, Darren, do we? Don't mind that.
No. It's going to be a brilliant fight tomorrow. Absolutely no doubt about it. So much on the line.
Absolutely. English light heavyweight title on the line. Jones versus Stevenson. And from domestic title fights to big step-ups, back to David to bring the next fighters to the stage.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our next contest, 10 rounds in the lightweight division. Now making his way to the stage, professional record, 17 victories, 3 defeats, 1 draw, with 5 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Tree Harris, Wales. Here's the former British, Commonwealth, and European lightweight champion, the Merthyr Mexican, Kevin Gwynn. And his opponent now making his way to the stage, perfect professional record, 6-0, 3 knockouts, fighting out of Blythe, Cameron, the One Vong. Vong. $138.6 for Gavin Gwynn. $138.6. Now to the scale, Cameron, the One Vong. Also 138.6, identical 138.6 for Cameron, the One Vong.
Well, there's a hugely intriguing battle, Darren. 4th fight this year, 7th for Cameron Vong, second 10-rounder. But Gavin Gwynn, a big step up, says he'll take Cameron to deep waters tomorrow and drown him. Cameron says he'll prove he's a very capable swimmer. What are the big questions?
Well, we'll find out how good Cameron Vong is. He's shown us lots of promise so far. We know how good Gavin Gwynn is. How much has he got left? It's a real crossroads fight. One that I'm eagerly looking forward to. So many questions will be answered tomorrow night.
Cameron Vong, Gavin Gwynn, 10 rounds, lightweights, Matchroom Boxing, live on DAZN from Birmingham, England.
Yeah, Gwynn has the advantage. Certainly in experience, former British, Commonwealth and European champion, has 5 times boxed the full 36 minutes. But speaking to the team in Manchester, working with Cameron Vong, in a great stable, of course. Dave Allen, Jack Cattrall, Pat Brown, Connor Tudsbury, his Matchroom fellow stablemates, but Jamie Moore and Nigel Travis talking about how much Cameron has matured since that fight with Jeff Afore. He turned into a really good learning fight for him now.
Yeah, it did, and you need those in the early stages of your career.
back to David Diamante on the stage.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next contest, 6 rounds in the flyweight division. Now making his way to the stage. Professional record, 7 wins, 5 defeats. Here's the reigning Midlands area flyweight champion. He fights out of Shepshed, Leicestershire. Please welcome Little Stormin, Ben Norman. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. His young professional record thus far, perfect, 2-0, 1 knockout. He fights out of Walsall. Here's the former 8-time national champion, 7-time international gold medalist, Hamza, the Great Udin. Now to the scale, Little Stormin, Ben Norman. $111.4 for Ben Norman, 111.4. Now to the scale, Hamza the Great Udin. $112.3 for Hamza the Great, 112.3.
Yeah, good to see Hamza Udin Darren back in action. And with the new trainer, the man on the stage there, Mr. Stephen Smith. Excited to see how that one plays out. But I spoke to Stephen yesterday and he said the one thing he likes is how coachable young Hamza Udin is, which is very important. He described it as fast, flashy and humble. That's probably 3 traits that aren't going to leave him in a bad position.
Yeah, he's a tremendous fighter, really is. What a talented young man. Got a bit of everything, spite, speed, power and know-how. But Norman can fight, former area champion, so a brilliant contest.
Hamza Udin, Greg Norman, 6 rounds, flyweights, matchroom boxing, live on DAZN from Birmingham, England.
Commonwealth middleweight title action. What a belt that is, Darren Barker, a very prestigious belt to win. What did that mean to you to pick that belt up?
Yeah, it's another box ticked, you know, it's another belt that you strive for as a youngster, and it's on to the next after that. So yeah, proud moment for sure.
Well, vacant Commonwealth middleweight title on the line, over 12. Tomorrow night, here's David to bring the fighters to the stage.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our next contest, 12 rounds for the vacant Commonwealth Middleweight Championship. Please welcome to the stage at this time, his professional record, 19 victories, 4 defeats, 1 draw, with 8 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of right here in Birmingham, England. Please welcome Ruthless Ryan Kelly. And his opponent now making his way to the stage. Professional record, 21 victories, 3 defeats, 1 draw, with 6 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former WBA Intercontinental Super Welterweight and Middleweight Champion, fighting out of Northampton, Kieran Two-Class Conway. Now to the scale, Ruthless Ryan Kelly. $159.3 for Ruthless Ryan Kelly. Now to the scale, Kieran Two-Class Conway. $159.6 for Kieran Two-Class Conway.
Kieran Conway, rather. Can't quite get me words out. I'm so excited for this fight, I can't speak. But 12 rounds tomorrow night, Commonwealth middleweight title on the line. Brad Pauls and Denzel Bentley will contest the British and European middleweight titles next week in London. No doubt the winner of Saturday's fight, Darren, will be having both eyes on that one, you think?
Of course they will, absolutely. Look, for Kelly, this is the opportunity to change his life. A win here really catapults him into something special, something that he probably never dreamed of. But for Conway, this is to prove that he's levels above. Look, pick up the Commonwealth title and really push on. He wants to be in big fights. He wants to be challenging for world titles, but he has to get the job done tomorrow evening.
Conway v. Kelly, 12 rounds for the vacant Commonwealth Middleweight Championship. Matchroom Boxing, live on DAZN from Birmingham, England.
Look forward to that one, and we're also looking forward to the chief support. Two popular fighters who love to fight, Conor Walker, Lewis Ritson. Welterweight War, your co-main tomorrow live on DAZN. Here's David to bring them up.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to weigh in the chief support of the evening as we go 10 rounds in the welterweight division. Now making his way to the stage is professional record 23 victories, 4 defeats, with 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former British and WBA Intercontinental Super Lightweight Champion, fighting out of Forest Hall, Newcastle, the Sandman, Lewis Ritson. And his opponent now making his way to the stage, professional record 13 victories, 3 defeats, 1 draw, with 5 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former Midlands area and the WBA International Welterweight Champion, Conor the Wolf Walker. Now to the scale, the Sandman, Lewis Ritson. 146, 9 ounces for Lewis Ritson. And now to the scale, Conor the Wolf Walker. 146.6 for Conor the Wolf Walker, 146.6.
Well, Conor Walker says a very close defeat in a Fight of the Year contender with Lewis Crocker has awoken a demon inside him, does not want to let the judges decide his fate once again. Lewis Ritson stopped in 9 rounds by Paddy Donovan in May. What does the Sandman have left? We will find out tomorrow night. This is a great fight though, Darren, on paper.
War. They're going to hit the centre of the ring and just unleash hell. And it's who wants it more, who's got that little bit left, who can take it to the world and come out victorious. It's a cracking fight.
Conor Walker, Lewis Ritson, 10 rounds, welterweights, Matchroom Boxing, live on DAZN from Birmingham, England.
Part of the reason Conor Walker has sold 600 tickets is that fan-friendly style, linked up with Sam Jones on the managerial front too. Really wants that British title. Talked about Eko Esserman, potentially a clash on a 5v5 that may happen next year. That's a massive aim of his. Ritson, of course, a previous outright Lonsdale belt holder, has been there and done it. Conor knows no room for error if he is to follow suit. For the final time this afternoon, we are ready to bring the Bloodline main event to the stage. Sonny Edwards, Galal Yafai, make some noise. Here is David Diamante.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourself for an incredible showdown this Saturday night, as 2 of Britain's best 8-stone boxers prepare to face off. This fight promises to be electric, not just because of the professional accolades, but because of the remarkable journey through the amateur ranks. Their deep roots, deep family roots in the sport, and of course, British bragging rights. So ladies and gentlemen, get ready for a fistic flyweight fight that you do not want to miss, as Mr. Eddie Hearn from Matchroom Boxing is proud to present 12 rounds for the vacant interim WBC Flyweight Championship of the World. And now making his way to the stage, please welcome a southpaw with a perfect professional record, 8 victories, no defeats, with 6 of his 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the 2020 Olympic gold medalist and the reigning and undefeated WBC International Flyweight Champion, Galal Yafai. And his opponent now making his way to the stage, professional record, 21 victories, only 1 defeat, 4 wins coming by way of knockout. Originally from Croydon, London, and now living, training, and fighting out of Sheffield, England, here is the former IBF Flyweight Champion of the World, Showtime, Sonny Edwards. Edwards. Now to the scale, Galal Yafai. $111.4 for Galal Yafai, 111.4. And now to the scale, Showtime, Sonny Edwards. $111 bang on for Showtime Sonny Edwards, 111 pounds.
We have a fight, Darren. Two consummate professionals, both weighing in that side of the 112-pound flyweight limit. Small margins at the top level. Will we see elite level chess? Will we see fireworks? That's how the spars have been described by those who are lucky enough to watch them. Former world champion Sonny Edwards, Olympic champion Galal Yafai, 12 rounds to settle it all. Pride and bragging rights. This is Bloodline, Edwards versus Yafai, locked in. Live tomorrow night from the BP Pulse Live in Birmingham, only on DAZN.
Sonny Edwards versus Galal Yafai, 12 rounds for the WBC Interim Flyweight Championship of the World. Matchroom Boxing, live on DAZN from Birmingham, England. Main event Saturday night.
It's been respectful, Darren, between these two all throughout the build-up, but that final face-off before they meet in the ring tomorrow night, that's when it's you versus him, you or him. That's when it gets real, isn't it? That final moment.
Yeah, what a fight we have, honestly. We've got absolutely everything. There's pride. Stylistically, it's going to gel. We've been told that the spars have been electric. It is going to be epic tomorrow night. Do not miss this one.
Well, let's hear from the fighters. Mike Costello is on the stage standing by with Galal Yafai.
Galal, you're looking relaxed. When this fight was first spoken about a long time ago, some said it was too early for you. What's your response?
They'll see tomorrow night, won't they? Yeah, obviously people are going to think it's too early. I've had 8 fights. I'm fighting a former world champion, a good fighter, but tomorrow's my night.
Much has been spoken about in terms of the sparring you've done together. What do you think will be the keys to the winning and losing of this fight?
You know what, I don't want to go into, the physical aspect of it all and, that kind of stuff. I've got to get my head right and do what I do, and that should be good enough to beat Sonny.
And very few British boxers, Galal, have won Olympic gold and gone on to win a world title. This could take you a big step closer.
Yeah, definitely. You know what, to be fair, I don't really care about the title. It's a brilliant title. It's great for my career, but Sonny's the guy in front of me, and he's who I need to beat.
Great stuff.
Cheers.
Go well tomorrow.
Thank you.
Over the stage now to grab a word with Showtime Sonny.
Sonny, we've seen through the build-up and again here today, this is bringing attention to the lighter weights, long overdue.
Yeah, and it's been my mission, I'll be real. When I came to the pros in the flyweight division, there was really no division to come into. So, I think this is my 8th, 9th headline show, and it's great to share a bill with a long-time rival, a long-time friend in Galal Yafai, a terrific fighter, and I've said that at every stage of the build-up. I'm expecting nothing but a hard fight, but I'm confident that this belt on my right shoulder is coming back to the family because, you know, my brother just behind me had this same bad boy all just about a few years ago. So.
And I'll put the question to Galal. After all the sparring, what for you are the keys to how this works out tomorrow, to winning and losing this fight?
Now, forget the sparring. We are two of the best flyweights in the world and have been in both of our disciplines and now in the same discipline for the last 7-8 years. Our brothers before us were also the best flyweights, super flyweights in the world at one point in their own careers. So it's the Edwards-Yafai affair, and it's the two best names, the two best bloodlines of these weight divisions going at it to see who comes out on top.
And you won't know this type of fight, no matter what you've done before and what you go on to do, will define how you're remembered because of the rivalry, because of the attention.
Yeah, but it's genuinely, I believe, on my back to keep bringing the attention, to keep championing these weight divisions. That's why I fight anyone. I'll fight the biggest name and the hardest fight next and next and next, because if I don't do it, there's no one else that can. I genuinely believe I'm that guy in the division, and yeah, if I win, I stay that guy. If not, then Galal becomes him.
All the best for tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Well, here we are, just off the stage now with promoter Eddie Hearn. Eddie, I always ask you this after the weigh-in. You're the closest to the face-offs. For each one there, you were smiling from ear to ear. What a card, but firstly, what a main event this is.
Yeah, just, you know, two great lads. And I think I was just saying to Darren about, you know, the history of the flyweight and super flyweight division. A lot of that older guard are coming to the end. Rungvisai, Quadras, Estrada, Chocolatito. And the younger guys now are picking up the mantra. Sonny, Galal, Jesse Rodriguez. And actually, I think that Sonny deserves a lot of credit. You look at this run that he's been on. You know, Jesse Rodriguez in the unification in Phoenix, Curiel, the world champion in Phoenix as his comeback fight, and now Galal Yafai. So, you know, he really is all about that mantra of real fights only. And, you know, this is a massive fight for both men. Huge roll of the dice from both. And that's when we know we've got a great fight in front of us. You know, it's a British classic, obviously with World Championship ramifications. The card is brilliant. It's going to be a great night of entertainment, but this main event is very special.
Do you see the winner going on to challenge Kenshiro Taraji for the main title with the WBC?
I think, you know, it's a natural move. When you fight for the interim championship, you're going to get ordered to fight for the full world title. That's a tough fight. They're all tough fights. You know, there are other champions out there as well, but this is such a high-level fight. When you look outside of the world championships, these guys are right there, number 2 in the division, number 3 in the division, 4 in the division. You know, Sonny would have trained really hard for this fight. He's been a little bit quiet, and that means he's been probably more dedicated than sometimes he is. I thought Galal looks in tremendous shape because a lot of the time Galal's training for an unknown international opponent that he just doesn't know a lot about. You know, he's been fighting in America. He's been a bit low-key at times. Now he's in the ultimate rivalry. He says this is a bigger moment than his Olympic gold medal. And that tells you what it means to him and the family as well. Great crowd in Birmingham tomorrow night, great energy, and you get a classic, I think, between those two.
Incredible undercard, 9 brilliant fights on that undercard. What's your pick, Eddie?
Do you know, I think that sometimes we are all guilty of sort of putting a big name against a lesser opponent. What we want to try and move towards is, you know, putting a big name prospect or someone without maybe a lot to lose in 50-50 fights. And you look at that across the board. I mean, even the fight for the English title and before the bell, Troy James against Stevenson, I don't even represent those guys. I just think it's going to be a tear-up, so I wanted to pay for it and put it on. That's before the bell. You go into the main card, obviously, you know, Conor Walker against Lewis Ritson has all the makings of a war, but then even Kieran Conway against Ryan Kelly, big step up for Cameron Vong. Gavin Gwynn looks bang up for it, and those extra £3 mean a lot to a fighter like Gavin Gwynn. That's not going to be an easy task at all. Hamza-Uddin, so much young talent. Look out for Taylor Bevan making his professional debut as well. This is a night that I can sit down and just enjoy it, and I hope everyone does at home as we really reach a huge run. You know, in Birmingham, of course, this weekend, next weekend in Puerto Rico. In a massive fight for the 140-pound division with Paro and Hitchens and a great card. Monaco, you know, I know one of your favourite weeks of the year, Darren. And then we finish it up with Fury Usyk in Saudi Arabia. So the last big UK show tomorrow night is going to be a cracker.
Just finally, Eddie, for that main event, when the opening bell rings. Are you expecting fireworks to follow suit? That's apparently how all the spars have been. Are you expecting it to be a bit cagey? Fights at the top level often are to start with.
Yeah, I think that if you remember Galal Yafai last time he was in Birmingham, I know it was a step down a level, still British title level. He did it in one round. He just came out there and absolutely put his foot to the floor. I think he's going to do the same thing. I don't think you want to feel it out against Sonny Edwards because you're going to lose rounds. Yeah. And you're going to let him rack up a lead. The last thing, and that's what Jesse Bam Rodriguez did so well. He came out the gate fast. He started to cut the ring off very quickly. Didn't let Sonny get into his rhythm. And I don't know, but you know, Rob McCracken and the team around Galal, I guess they're going to say, don't let him get into a rhythm. Don't let him build a lead in this fight. A lot of people saying this is a fight of two halves. I actually think Galal mustn't make it a fight of two halves. He's got to make it a fight of one half and try and force the pressure, win rounds early. Because Sonny, once he gets into his flow, it's going to be very difficult to beat.
We know how good Sonny is on the back foot. I said it yesterday, can make anyone look silly and fall short. But he said at the press conference that sometimes these days he doesn't mind holding his feet. Is that when it could get interested in the centre of the ring?
Yeah, I think he's got to put his ego aside. I think he has to fight his fight. If he gets dragged into a war early, you could start leaning towards Galal. I think, look, I'm not comparing Galal to Bam, but what Bam done so well was he was aggressive with his counter-punching. He was proactive and reactive in the same sort of spell. He's a very, very good fighter.
He also didn't give Sonny a choice, but to stand and fight at times. And I do think as fighters get a little bit older, and maybe their speed might just go a little bit, they choose to be more aggressive. I wouldn't be surprised to see Sonny be aggressive in this fight. Maybe not from the first bell, but choose to stand and trade at times. He's got very fast hands. But what Bam did so well was cut him off so well that he made him fight. And when he made him fight, that's when he made him make mistakes and hurt him. Maybe Sonny doesn't quite fear Galal and his power in the same way that he did Jesse Rodriguez, but Galal can punch, and he's a lot smarter than people think. You know, he's got great feet as well, and if he's aggressive early on, this is going to be an absolute firecracker.
Eddie, thanks for joining us. All the questions answered in tomorrow's main event, of course, live on DAZN. Let's just give you a final reminder of what is coming your way tomorrow night. Before the bell, 4:15 p.m, of course, Callum Smith returns against Carlos Galvan. Some big fights on the horizon for him next year. The professional debut of Taylor Bevan then follows against Greg O'Neill. Ibrahim Suleiman returns against Marvin Solano. Aaron Bowen returns after 15 months out the ring. He's in with James Todd before that English light heavyweight title clash between Troy Jones and Michael Stevenson. We then cross live to the DAZN broadcast, the usual time of 7 p.m, with the return of the young and exciting 21-year-old Hamza Rudin, who's in with former Midlands area champion Ben Norman. Cameron Vong then takes a big step up in class when he meets former British, Commonwealth and European champion Gavin Gwynn. The Commonwealth middleweight title then contested between Kieran Conway and Ryan Kelly before a welterweight war in your chief support. Connor the Wolf Walker, Lewis the Sandman Ritson. What a fight that promises to be. Before, of course, the main event, WBC interim world flyweight title on the line, but much more than that. Pride, bragging rights, supremacy. Edwards, Yafai, Sonny versus Galal. Not much more to say, really, Darren. What a card.
It's an early Christmas present.
It is.
Brilliant show, brilliant fight. So much to look forward to from top to bottom. Cannot wait.
We can't wait. From myself, Jamie Ward, from former IBF World Middleweight Champion, Mr. Darren Barker. The talking nearly over. We'll see you tomorrow night.
This is the moment the world has been waiting for. The judges are ready. The fighters are ready. The boxing world is ready. The fight starts!